Well, we've got multiple DC TV updates, including some very interesting news for both Waller and the Lanterns. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about the most recent reports, where they come from, and what's going on with two of the most anticipated shows coming from DC. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, many of you already know that when James Gunn took over the DCU, he announced a whole series of shows that should come to the Max streaming service. Now, Creature Commandos is set to premiere later this year over on Max, and that'll be the first chapter in the new story. But we do know on the live action front, Peacemaker Season 2, Lanterns, and Waller are leading the charge over to the platform. Now, we have been hearing a lot of rumors about these various shows, but then earlier this week, over at Production Weekly, we started to get more news about the project and some confirmation of some of the names attached. So let's kick off talking a little bit about Waller. So according to the report, Chris Provanzo has been tapped as producer alongside Crystal Henry and Jeremy Carver. Additionally, Viola Davis herself, who plays Amanda Waller, will also serve as a producer through Juvie Productions, and Guardians of the Galaxy Lars Winter has been listed as co-producer. And we also have a casting director set in Superman Legacy's John Papastera. Now, additionally, we got a logline, which is probably the most information we've gotten about the show since it was announced. Now, the logline actually reads, a live-action series, a spin-off of Peacemaker centered around Amanda Waller and a relationship with her daughter, Leota. If there's one government bureaucrat who shouldn't be messed with, it's Amanda Waller, founder of the infamous Task Force X, better known as Suicide Squad. Now, that seems to confirm that Danielle Brooks will return to play the role as Leota once again, and honestly, she was a ton of fun in Peacemaker and grew on me over the whole season, so I am very interested to see her return. It is curious to me as the show will center around the relationship between the two women. It was not what I was expecting out of the show. I was expecting more of a Task Force X Suicide Squad show, but having Waller at the center could be a pretty cool story and does suggest to me some kind of fish out of water situation for the two women. Now, we also have a bit of an update on the Lanterns. Now, many of these things we had heard in the past, but now we're starting to get a little confirmation from the same source. Damon Lindelof is now listed as producer, and this has been swirling around for a couple of months, and it appears he will indeed be working with comic book writer Tom King, with Chris Mundy, who worked on True Detectives, confirmed as showrunner. All signs right now seem to point to Nathan Fillion, who will be playing Guy Gardner in Superman Legacy, returning and being part of the show. Now we have heard that the show will focus on Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. But if you're a fan of the Lantern Corps, you know there's always plenty of room for more, and you could definitely see those two characters being introduced as kind of antagonists to the Guy Gardner character. If you're a fan of DC media, you know quite often Guy rubs people the wrong way, and I don't think that's going to be an aspect of the character that James Gunn does not put in the film and will likely play big in the Lantern series. Now, one interesting thing though is that the Lantern series is being described as terrestrial based, meaning the show will largely play out on planet Earth. Now, when I hear that, what I think is budget, and this should definitely keep the budget down to a reasonable level. This doesn't mean they won't be going to outer space or even visiting Oa. It just means a large segment of the show will indeed take place on planet Earth. Now, all these reports came about in the last 24 to 48 hours, and as it stands right now, James Gunn hasn't chimed in over on Threads to clear up any confusion. Many of these were already established rumors and things we've been hearing for a couple of months, but now appears to be moving into the trade and industry publications, indicating those rumors were all likely probably true, and hopefully more of those rumors we've been hearing about will get confirmed in the next couple of weeks. Both shows look pretty cool. I'm obviously a little more excited for the Lantern series. Green Lantern has never really gotten his full due in live action media. Obviously, we had the Ryan Reynolds movie, which a lot of fans don't really care for, so getting Green Lantern right in live action in multiple projects could be a game changer for the character, and if you're a fan of Lantern mythos overall, you know the cosmic doorways that this opens up in the DC universe, and it could be something pretty awesome. I'm ready for the full spectrum of colors.